Well, hello everyone. This is vlog number 3. Actually going to get to see me on this one. Hey, my dog just walked in. I have the door open because it's a little warm in the mom cave, and so you might hear some birds chirping or some wind blowing or a jet going by or something, but anyway, ignore all that stuff. So I just wanted to talk to you about my day. And, people think that being an actor is so exciting. Well, yeah, it can be exciting. Oh, so fun. Yeah, it can be a lot of fun. Oh, so, you know, profitable. Yeah, that too, possibly. But for most people, this is how your day goes when you're trying to do what you love. So the other day I got submitted by my agency, I should say. I actually submitted two, but theirs is the one that got picked up for an audition. So I was sent a notification that I had an audition today. I found out yesterday afternoon or midday, I guess. And so I drove, and I live on a ranch, so I'm 90 minutes, maybe probably about 80 miles away. And with traffic, it takes about that long, 90 minutes. It just so happened it was at noon. The appointment was at noon, so of course, getting into Los Angeles from where I live, which is outside LA, north, still in the county, but north. It's a good time to go. I was in the bad areas about 10:30, and by bad I mean bad traffic. So okay, so I find a place to park. I find the place. I don't believe I've ever been there before, which happens often. I could have been there before. I've been to so many auditions, honestly, I can't remember. To be honest, it's a blur. But I write it off on my taxes, though. You can best be sure of that. But anyway, so this is how it goes. This is how glamorous it is. So I show up. It's upstairs. I walk upstairs, and this particular audition was for people who had law enforcement experience prior. As it turns out, the piece was for, as the story goes, it's some border patrol agents coming in contact with some folks who have come across the border. And basically, it was just improv. I was given an opportunity to play it a certain way. I chose compassion. As opposed to, get on the ground, let me see your hands, in front of women and children. No, it wasn't going to happen. I improved the way I would do something like that. I'd be very cautious, obviously, just because the situation would warrant it, but I would also be very compassionate. So that's how I played it. I found my take, and I stayed with it. So that's how I did it. So anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So I got in the door, and I signed in. This is standard. Sometimes they have sides, which is nothing more than just the page that you're going to be reading on for the day out of a script. But there was no sides. Like I said, it was improv. And then I got to chatting with the people that were waiting. They were all prior either police or military. One guy that went in, he was in full military uniform. I think depending on your job in the military, you could, and you're an actor, you definitely could do it. But I'm just saying, they want a little authenticity. So there was 3 or 4 people ahead of me. So we got to talking. One lady is going to retire after 27 years with LAPD. Probably a lady around my age. And then there was a guy probably a good 20 years older than us who had been retired out of NYPD. And then there was a guy that was the military. And then there was another gentleman that showed, a couple more gentlemen that showed up. And they signed in, and we were chit-chatting. Finally, it was my turn. And prior to that, the casting person, associate, I don't know, I hate to say this, but I don't know if she was the casting person. I didn't think to talk to her about her name. She probably introduced herself, but my mind was elsewhere, to be honest with you. And it often is in those situations. You're trying to think about, how am I going to play this? What am I going to say? I mean, in the time that she told me what everything was about, is basically a little brief before each person went in, I was able to go on my iPhone and understand what hands up in Spanish was translated to. So I did use that in there in my improv. So it's my turn. I go in there, and I was at earlier wearing a different shirt. I had a shirt on that I used to wear at DOJ that basically is an embroidered badge, just to show them, yeah, you know, I've been there, done that. And then they do what they call slate. Just introduce yourself, and they ask me a couple questions. It's particular to the scene and to the character that I was playing. And then I improv'd. The gal that was there was a guy behind the camera, and there was a gal that I was reading with, or, well, it wasn't a read so much, the improv I was improving with. And she's, oh, hi, and speaking in Spanish. She's like, oh, I don't understand, you know, oh. And then she said a few things. I understood what she said. Oh, my children, we're scared, we're hungry, you know, I understood some words and things. And so I snuck in my, you know, hands up. But I also went at it, like I said, with compassion, which, if you're an actor and you're going into auditions, you really need to make a decision. You know, you have choices when you walk in. Am I going to be a hard ass, hey, get on the ground, blah, blah, blah? Or am I going to be somewhere between that and how I played it? You'd have to get a take, find a take, you know, and stick with it. Just stick with it. You know, sometimes you're going to hit a home run. Sometimes you're going to hit a grand slam. And sometimes you're going to strike out. And that is just how it is. The life and times of an actor. So, like I said, I had a take. I stuck with it. And they both said, oh, wow, that was really good. That's kind of what we were looking for. And I thought, wow, all right. So now the next part is, do I look like what they want me to look like for their character? There could be two of us that make the same take, have the same take on the character. But someone else can beat me out because maybe it's a guy, maybe it's a gal. She looks different than me. She has different characteristics. They like the way she speaks better than me, or vice versa. Maybe I'm the one they want. I'm the one they like the looks of. I'm the one that they like the compassion around. So, you know, it's really hard to say. I'll tell you, it's another world. Trust me when I say that. Oftentimes I drive over 2 hours to get to an audition, and it's only because it's just a hard place to get to. It's in bad traffic times for Los Angeles and Hollywood. But, you know, then you get in there and you're in for, you know, once your name is called, and sometimes it's immediately, and sometimes you're waiting there quite a while. It just depends. But that's how it is. You get in there for like 30 seconds. Oh, thank you. Goodbye, you know. Or, can you do that again? I've had several, you know, obviously retakes. Sometimes they do have sides, and you have to hurry up and try your best to memorize them really quickly. And have a take. Ah, my cat. Kitty cat. I'm going to show you. This is Billy. She's an adoptee. This little girl, she goes out every night and catches critters. She's really earning her keep, that's for sure, out here in the country. But, so, you know, that is, in a nutshell, what someone like myself does. You know, it can be fun. It can be, you know, lucrative. It can be frustrating as hell. In the end, though, it's my passion. So that's what I do. I love doing it. I love doing it. And again, this is called Last Call, but danged if it's way over there. I'm drinking a soda today again. I'm not opposed to alcohol, mind you. It's just how it worked out. So drink them if you got them. On this Last Call vlog, number 3. Volume number 3. You can tell it's not about hair. I did have it cut today, but I got out in the wind. It's pretty crazy hair. I'm not coming on here because I'm pretty. I'm just doing it for my own self. And if you happen to like what I'm talking about, yay, I won. I won the day. So we're about at 10 minutes, and that's about how long I want these things to go. So, you know, that was my day. Pretty exciting, huh? Not so much. But if they call me back and tell me I got the part, or they call me back for a callback and I get to audition again, maybe this time for people with the money, I could get the part. I thought it was kind of cool playing Border Patrol. Have a take, like Jim Rome says, and don't suck. Drink 'em if you got 'em. All right, everybody. See you later.